Movement. Yep, we're here again. Let's get into it.
Never gonna stop now, baby.
I do appreciate advice from people. I do. But once again, we're here with people telling me I should be swimming. I should be walking more. I should be standing on my vibration plate. I should be walking out to the grass so that I can do some grounding. This is the last time I'm explaining it. And what I'm doing with this video is I've got 2 videos that are about my movement issues and mobility issues. I'm going to put it in this one video so that you guys can have a better understanding all in one spot exactly what I'm working with. All right? If I get further advice about all of those things that I just mentioned, I'm just linking this video. I'm not explaining myself anymore. I won't. I shouldn't have to. I've got how many videos? 2 of them about mobility. Like I said, I appreciate the advice. I really do. But when I've got 2 videos there about my mobility issues, no. So without much further ado, let's get into compiling these 2 videos together. I am going to insert some footage because it occurred to me that you guys have seen me move. You've seen me sitting down using the vibration plate.
And this is how I sit in front of the vibration plate. On a chair, legs, feet up on it. It's safer if you have problems standing on it, or if you don't meet the weight requirements for it, then this is your alternative. You can still use the vibration plate and get some kind of flow in your legs with the lymph fluid in your lymphatic system. This is how I do it. And until my legs get better, this is how I'm going to continue doing it. And then when my legs get better, I will stand on it, but not a moment before.
And you've seen me move around the pool table.
Let's try this. Alrighty. Okay, let's have a look. Alrighty, I'll have to go past you. Oh.
It was hard to walk around that pool table without my walking stick because mobility for me is still an issue. So I figured that I would show you footage of me doing what I have to do at any given point in the day. I think it's time for you to see exactly what sort of mobility or lack thereof that I'm working with here. Here it is. Moving it back into the side. This week, I got an email. They suggested that maybe I should do some aqua aerobics and maybe, some swimming, some light exercise. Now, true enough, we all know the benefits of that because you're weightless in the water. It relieves the stress on the joints. Yeah, it really does. I know that. I've been swimming before. But, there's a few problems with that. First of all, we'll have to find a swimming costume for me that will fit. And even if I do find a swimming costume for me that fits, there's no way I'd be able to put that on myself. So that would have to go into the column of something else that I would need to have help with. Or if I can't find such a swimming costume, I'd have to go in there sort of pretty much decently clothed. Then you think about most of these swimming pools, they have those little ladders that go, on the side so that you can get in and get out. Can you imagine 180 plus kilos using one of those? Think back to the footage. Me getting up the step. Can you imagine me getting up? Yeah. But, there are pools, of course, that have those very shallow steps, so like they're very gentle, and that's fine. I could use that. I remember a lot of them didn't have those handlebars on the side, but I also remember that last step out of the pool is the deepest and the hardest. And I invite you to contemplate when I say, like, I've been in the pool for maybe 15 minutes, maybe half an hour. Yes, I would have gotten that relief on the joints. Absolutely. But can you imagine the stress on my joints when I get out with the weight that I'm carrying now? And the final problem I see with me going swimming now, can you imagine that kind of walking on a slippery surface? You've seen how I move now. I appreciate the advice that I do get. There's some very valuable advice that I've received over these months to suggest swimming, even after they'd seen the video of me playing pool. I hate to say it, but that was a foolish suggestion. That kind of scenario, me walking on wet ground, may as well just sign up for a full body cast because I'd break every bone in my body. Mobility. What does that really look like? And under what circumstances is it easy or difficult? Yeah, let's have a real conversation about that. But I am going to discuss the mental anguish of being in that position because I know what that's like. The term vile falls short. It really does fall short. There was a time when getting out of bed was difficult, getting into bed was difficult. I was like probably about a kilo away from using a forklift. Just to get my legs up onto the bed was a task and a half. And my thoughts were, even though that is difficult, my husband said, look, why don't you just stay in bed for a day and just give your legs a rest? I'm like, no, I can't. Because if I do that, then that's like I'm giving up. I'm giving in. It's hard work. It is hard work. None of it's easy. Putting your feet on the ground every morning to just stand up, to go to the loo, those simple movements that a lot of people take for granted are extremely challenging for the likes of me. Anybody that is bigger than me, currently bigger than me, or has been bigger than me. Even people who have autoimmune problems, who have mobility issues because of those medical problems. I sometimes sit back and think, how do we do it? I don't know. Sheer bloody mindedness, probably. So let's start with the easy stuff. The less visually challenging, the less emotionally challenging of the lot. Cleaning house. Cleaning for me has been a no-go zone. For the reasons that I've mentioned, I can't move freely. I have to sit on an office chair on wheels to do it. When you're in pain, you don't want to do any of it. And I'm going to insert some footage that I took today. Really, miss? There are challenges. Okay, that should be... There we go. So there you go. That's what it looks like when I'm vacuuming, picking up stuff from the ground. I have that tool. It picks up things for me. Do things take longer? Yes, but I got it done. Is it perfect? No, but we all have to start somewhere. I had to learn today to walk away from the job that I did do that 10 years ago would have been spotless. Absolutely spotless. But that's how I have to clean. I have to sit on that chair. It's an office chair, and I roll around the kitchen when I cook. That's the reality. And that's what I have to do. And many people have to do the same thing. I also have to ensure that when I get on that chair, that I have a strong wall behind me so that I can get on it without it rolling away, because I can't put my hands down to steady the chair. It's very logistical. And when you are here in this mental place, if you like, you have to be extra logistical, because otherwise it won't work. And we get very good at thinking about the logistics of those things. The simple task of walking out the door, getting into the car, and say, go into the shops. I know how to do that. I can do that, no problems. But what if I was about to get out of the car the other end? Previously, if I went to the doctor's, it would mean my husband had to literally drop me right at the front door of the doctor's. There was a chair outside that I had to sit on. He had to go and get the car. I had to plan the trip. When I got into the doctor's surgery, how far away was the reception area to where the doctor's surgery was? How far was it there? Is there a chair on the way? Is there this? Is there that? That's the reality of our lives, those with limited mobility. I think that's going to be the toughest thing to get rid of when I get to the other end. I'm always going to be thinking, okay, how far away is this? How far away is that? Is there a chair on the way? It's horrid to live like that, but that's the reality. So that is how I do my cleaning, and probably will have to do my cleaning for quite some time to come. 7 months ago, I wouldn't have been able to have done that. It just wouldn't have been possible. It's taken 7 months to be able to do that. And I'm putting that in the progress column. For the next 2 sections, there is a trigger warning in place. Not so much with this next one, but with the last one, oh yeah. Let's talk about showering. What does that look like? First of all, it means you have to have a strong, sturdy chair. Then you have to think about, oh golly, I can't control the water that's just pouring down on me because of where I'm sitting. So then you have to spend money on getting one of those nozzles, those detachable shower heads. We had to do that. With respect to wet areas, we had this discussion last week about swimming. How do you combat that? Because you've got to shower. How do you actually combat that? I've tried bath mats, non-slip bath mats. Don't work. Not for me, it don't. And I've got to be careful. If I get up for a few moments to wash down the back of me, the chair's going to be wet, which means the chair's going to be slippery. So how do I combat that? I've got to put a towel on there to stop myself from slipping off the chair. But how do I get out of the shower once all that floor is wet? I've got to put microfiber cloths on the shower tiles. And I've got to make sure that there is a bath mat, anti-slip bath mat, which it is, so that I can get to the other chair that's in the bathroom so I can sit there and dry myself. And that's the reality of that. Chairs, towels, bath mats, detachable shower heads, all just to have a shower. When I was in the bathroom the other night, my husband was having a shower, and I said to him, I said, oh boy, you're lucky.
He said, what do you mean? I said, do you know what I'd give to be able to just go into the shower, stand there, wash from head to foot, and walk out without having to sit down? And he said, don't worry, darling, you'll get there. Yeah, too bloody right I will. I miss that because the production involved in just having something as simple as a shower, it's like it would be like putting on a staged version of all the J.K. Rowling Harry Potter books. It's a major production. It's daunting. That is what having a shower looks like. It's a full-on production every time I do it. And now, this is where I cannot stress enough that the trigger warning is definitely in place, because I'm about to talk to you about the sorts of things that not everybody my size or bigger is going to talk about. It's very personal and embarrassing. We are going to talk about going to the toilet. So what does that involve? You've got to wipe things, don't you? How do you do that? If you've got mobility issues such as myself and a lot of other people, you know, like my mother, she didn't, even though I know now she had lymphedema, lipedema. How she moved the way she did, I'll never know. But anyway, she was always able to lift her leg onto the toilet to wipe herself where number 1 and 2s were concerned. However, her daughter cannot do that. No, I can't do that. So once I reached a point many years ago where that was just not going to happen, I had to basically remodel a back scratcher so that I could wrap baby wipes around it so that I could get it through the very thin part, the very small space between my legs while sitting on the toilet, to be able to reach back there and wipe my bum and wipe my lady parts. And that's the reality of that. But then you're thinking, okay, so a lot of these systems with the toilets, you can't put baby wipes down the toilet. No, you can't. I don't know about anywhere else, but in this country, nah, you can't. So what does that mean? It means disposable latex gloves, nappy bags, and having to put these things in the nappy bags, tie them up, and dispose of them just like we did when we had children and disposed of nappies. And that is the reality of going to the toilet. The sorts of things that everybody else would just take for granted, for the likes of me and a lot of other people with very bad mobility issues, have to face every single day. It is not easy. I have only in the last 2 weeks been able to reach to be able to wipe my own lady parts without the back scratcher. It has taken nearly 6 months to get there.
You need to move more. This black frock hides a multitude of sins, as they say. So in order to really make this video as impactful as I think it needs to be, full disclosure, I do appreciate when people offer advice. I do. I really, really do. But the general attitude of you just have to move more. Yes and no. The thing is that increased movement is only going to come once that pain starts to lift. Until then, it's very much a case of I don't want to move because it hurts. And I could sit here and, like I've showed you the video of me walking, and I could sit here and describe this pain to you until the cows come home going, moo. But you're really not going to fully understand what's going on underneath the hood unless you see what's going on underneath the hood. It has taken me, I would say, about 3-ish, 4-ish months for me to get to this point whereby it's time to show you what's going on underneath the hood. You're not going to fully realize what the lymphedema and lipedema looks like on my body unless you see it. I am placing a trigger warning in place right now. You want to know how much pain that I am in? I am in this much pain. I don't want anyone around here thinking that it was easy to show you guys those photographs. It was not. But at the end of the day, I don't have any time to hide. That's not what I'm about. In order to help those understand who are very flamboyant and flippant about, oh, you just need to move more. In order for them to fully grasp what is going on, I need to show them. Advice like that with somebody who has legs like that is ultimately unhelpful. The actual action of increasing the movement to the degree that you're implying for me to do is just not going to happen. Not yet. I don't deal with extra pain very well. I have had more pain recently. I have been stressed recently. I am not sleeping well. I am slowly coming to terms with the fact that one meal a day, although at the start has served me well, but my body is not nourished. And I have to start thinking about doing things like priming because I'm not healing the way I should. And I should, by all accounts, be feeling a considerable amount less pain in my legs. I'm very lucky in that I know some incredible individuals, Lindy being one of them, who is helping me navigate that because we're into an area now that I have no education for, and I'm trying to understand certain things that are happening with my body. I know how to identify when things go awry. It's just, what do I do when those things go awry? It's a lot. It's a lot. But I just keep going. I can't not. I had a meltdown this morning. My husband made the point of coming into the bedroom and said, okay, dear, what's going on? I just went blah, 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 and just let it all out. And then I swept past him. And it was the adrenaline of just having a meltdown. Went past him and I said, well, am I going to continue eating meat? Yes, because I don't know anything else. And off I went down the corridor. And I realized, oh my God, I actually drew a line in the sand. And I've been sitting here going, I would just love to be able to walk away from a conversation having had the last word. I did that today. I'm going to put that in the plus column and I'm going to put that in the non-scale victory column because I'm like, even in the face of that meltdown of I'm sick of this tiny little bit of weight coming off. I'm sick of my measurements doing this, and this. And I had a total meltdown about it. But my takeaway from it was, am I going to eat anything else? No, because I don't know anything else. That is definitely a victory in my opinion. I appreciate all the advice that I get around here from you guys because you know that I love you guys. But sending me messages that imply, oh, you just need to move more, is not helpful. Not when I'm dealing with this kind of lymphedema and lipedema. So I thank you. But in terms of telling me to move more, I know what I've got to do and I know how I'm going to do it. So please back off a bit on that advice. Okay? Okay, so there you have it. That is what I'm working with every single day. And it's not a picnic. In order for me to get that mobility, I'll have to get a grounding plate. I want to try and get one of those. Or a grounding mat. I'm a little bit dubious about them, but you know, I've got people I can talk to about getting one and how it works properly, and really I'm a little bit fearful of how it plugs in and all of that. So there are some people that I can talk to about that can set my weary mind at ease. That is how I'm going to have to ground for now. I'll probably have to put the grounding mat on top of the vibration plate. I can't be walking on uneven ground. I can't. I won't, because It's inviting disaster. Again, the swimming, stop already. You get out of a pool after you've been in it for half an hour with this kind of weight, with that kind of weight suddenly coming back and stressing your joints. Go ahead. Go ahead. If you can do it, knock yourself out. I'm happy for you, but I can't. I just can't. That is really all I had to say about it. Just wanted to bring these two videos together because it's getting really tiresome explaining my mobility issues. This is a long haul journey. It's not going to take me 5 minutes. I've made my peace with that. And unless you've been in this position, weight-wise and pain-wise, yeah, I'll leave that there. I will leave you all in peace until next week. Please be kind to those around you. Protect your peace. Don't take any crap. Please don't take any crap. Be kind to yourself, even if, and especially if that means a little bit of self-tough love. You are loved, you are appreciated, and you are enough. Until next week, bye for now.